The movie starts with beautiful views of the Dolomite Mountains, where we see huge snowy peaks and a few climbers slowly making their way up. Everything looks calm and peaceful. Then we meet two girls, Kelly and Sophie, who are getting ready for a climb the next morning. But this isn't a normal climb. They are planning to go straight up a 10,000-foot vertical mountain, which is extremely dangerous. While packing, Kelly takes off her locket and starts remembering her past. She thinks about a time when she was climbing a mountain with her boyfriend, Luca. It was a special moment, but now it's painful because Luca is no longer alive. Kelly puts the locket back into her bag and tries to stay strong. At the same time, a Jeep arrives and four loud guys step out, making a lot of noise. One of them, Josh, notices Sophie, and they both seem interested in each other. After a while, Josh comes to their door, introduces himself, and starts flirting with Sophie in a funny but cheesy way. He invites both girls to come hang out, drink, and have some fun with them. Kelly says no right away, and Sophie also refuses after seeing Kelly's reaction. Later, we see Josh with his friends again. One of them says that locals believe no one else is climbing the mountain right now because the top is already frozen. They also remind Josh that he is engaged and shouldn't be flirting like this. But Josh doesn't care. He makes a dirty joke which annoys his friend Taylor. At this point, it becomes clear that Josh is not a good person. He seems aggressive and doesn't respect others. Back inside, Sophie tries again to convince Kelly to go out with the guys. She promises they'll come back on time. Kelly refuses at first, but after being asked many times, she finally agrees. Later that evening, both girls are sitting around a fire with those guys. Sophie is talking a lot, laughing, and even flirting, while Kelly stays quiet and just watches everything. Then Sophie jokes about Josh's big watch, and Josh explains that it has a locator inside it. He says no matter where he is in the world, if he presses a button, rescue teams will come to save him. Sophie then tells the guys that she and Kelly are planning to climb Antella Mountain. When they hear this, Taylor says they are also planning to climb the same mountain, but everything changes when Sophie says they are going to climb the straight vertical side. Everyone gets shocked because that kind of climb is very risky and not easy at all. After this, Kelly decides to go back to her cabin. Josh suddenly grabs her arm and tries to stop her. Kelly clearly doesn't like this, and when the other guys react, Josh finally lets her go. After Kelly leaves, Josh suggests that they should all climb the mountain together with the girls the next day. But Sophie laughs at him and says he doesn't have the courage to do a direct climb and should take the easier route instead. Back at the cabin, Kelly turns on her handheld camera and watches a video she recorded with Luca. In the video, Luca says this is his 5th time trying to climb Antella, while it's Kelly's first time. Then we see a flashback where Kelly and Sophie are at a rock climbing gym, and that's where Kelly met Luca for the first time. This memory makes Kelly emotional, and tears come to her eyes before she slowly falls asleep. Meanwhile, Sophie drinks a bit too much and starts getting close to Josh. When she gets up to go to the bathroom, Josh's friends remind him that what he is doing is wrong and that he is already engaged. But Josh doesn't care. Then he follows Sophie. As Sophie is about to come back, Josh suddenly appears and tries to force himself on her. Sophie tells him to stay away, but he becomes aggressive and attacks her, almost like he is taking revenge for the earlier joke. Sophie starts screaming, and the other guys hear her. She fights back and scratches Josh's face badly. One of the guys quickly comes there and pulls Josh away from her. Sophie manages to escape and starts running while the guys chase her and try to convince her not to take any legal action. But things suddenly take a very dangerous turn. When they finally reach her, Josh pushes her and she falls down, hitting a rock. Her spine breaks badly, but she is still alive. At that moment, Kelly wakes up after hearing noise outside. She goes out looking for Sophie, but sees that the campfire area is empty. Meanwhile, the guys stand around Sophie, confused and scared, trying to figure out what to do next. Ray is about to call for help, but Josh stops him. He says no one will believe that it was an accident because there are scratches on his face, bite marks on Jack's hands, and there could be evidence under Sophie's fingernails. Then Josh says something truly horrifying. He convinces them that they have no choice and that they have to kill her, otherwise their lives will be destroyed. Without wasting time, he picks up a large rock and hits Sophie's head, killing her. Then he forces Jack to do the same and even grabs Ray's hands and covers them with blood so that everyone becomes involved in the crime. After that, Josh comes up with a plan. He tells them to clean under her nails and throw her body down the mountain so it looks like she was drunk and tried to climb alone. During all this, Kelly sees everything from a distance and realizes how dangerous the situation is. She quickly turns on her handheld camera to record what is happening, but by mistake, she makes a noise and the guys realize that she is there. Josh notices that she has a camera and immediately they all start chasing her. Kelly runs as fast as she can and hides inside the forest while the guys split up to search for her in different directions. She then runs back toward her cabin where she runs into Ray, but surprisingly, Ray doesn't stop her and lets her go. Without wasting any time, Kelly grabs her climbing gear and makes a bold decision. She heads straight toward the vertical face of Antella, believing that she can escape because she is more skilled than them. By morning, Kelly starts climbing up the mountain, but soon the guys reach the base behind her. Taylor begins climbing after her. He is not as fast as Kelly, but he manages to get close several times. At one point, Kelly kicks him to protect herself, and he loses his grip and falls down. His ankle breaks badly, and the bone sticks out as he screams in pain. Seeing this, Josh becomes very angry and shouts that he is coming after her. The guys take their injured friend back to the cabin, but instead of taking him for medical help, Josh gives him painkillers and tells him to wait. He says if they don't return within 24 hours, then he can call for help. At this point, it becomes clear that Josh only cares about one thing, getting that camera back because it has the proof of what they did. Now, the remaining 3 guys prepare to climb after Kelly.
Meanwhile, Kelly checks her bag to see what she has left. Unfortunately, she doesn't have much. Her rope had fallen earlier and now she doesn't even have the proper gear needed to climb. But for Kelly, this is no longer just about climbing, it's about survival, and she refuses to give up. Below, the guys find Kelly's phone lying on the ground. Josh picks it up and keeps it with him. He tells the others to get ready while he quickly goes back to the cabin to get his gloves. During this time, Ray starts feeling guilty about everything that has happened, but Jack reminds him that they have been friends since childhood and tells him to stay quiet and follow the plan. After a while, when Josh takes too long, Jack goes to check on him. He sees Josh coming out of the cabin looking tense and angry. Josh gets annoyed at him for not waiting, and then they all head back to start climbing again. As Kelly continues climbing, she remembers Luca's words and uses them to stay calm. Luca once told her that climbing is like playing chess. You have to use your mind, not just your body. Following this advice, Kelly takes out a map and checks her route carefully. Around the same time, we see that the guys are not far behind anymore because they have better gear, which helps them climb faster. Suddenly, Kelly faces another problem. A snake crawls onto her hand. She becomes very tense and starts sweating, but she doesn't move at all. She stays completely still until the snake slowly moves away. Kelly is not even wearing gloves, and the climb is becoming harder and more painful. She stops to drink water, but suddenly her bottle slips and falls down the mountain. Seeing this, Josh mocks her from below and drinks from his own bottle. Then he does something even worse. Using Kelly's phone, he sends himself a friend request from her account and starts posting fake updates in her name. Kelly tries to ignore him and stay focused. She puts powder on her hands to improve her grip and continues climbing. After some time, she notices a rope above her that could help her reach the next point, but she can't reach it. Thinking quickly, she pulls a wire from inside her bag and uses it to catch the rope. Using the technique that Luca taught her, she successfully manages to grab it and pull herself up. On the other side, Josh and his friends take an easier path and start climbing faster than Kelly. Since Kelly is climbing the straight vertical face, they can't reach her directly, but they are still getting closer. After a while, Kelly reaches an old tent and decides to rest there for a short time. But just as she thinks she is safe, Josh and the others reach a ledge right above her, blocking her way. Now she is trapped. She cannot go up and she cannot go down. Josh throws a rope toward her and tells her to tie the camera to it, promising that they will let her go. But Kelly doesn't trust him. Instead of the camera, she ties a note to the rope and sends it back, which makes Josh even angrier. With no other choice, Kelly is forced to spend the night in that old tent. Inside, she finds a few useful items, including a sharp tool, which she keeps for protection. She fixes the tent as much as possible and manages to stay inside. At this point, we see a flashback from 1 year ago, when Kelly and Luca came to this same place to climb the mountain. But Kelly didn't know that Luca had another plan. He suddenly proposes to her, surprising her completely. It was a happy moment, but it ends very quickly, when Luca slips and falls. He doesn't survive, leaving Kelly heartbroken. Back in the present, Kelly tries to rest, but suddenly Josh throws a bag filled with rocks toward her. Luckily, she manages to avoid it. The weather becomes freezing cold, so she climbs back into the tent to stay warm. But the danger is not over yet. What happens next is even worse.
Suddenly, Jack comes down using a rope to catch Kelly. He grabs her hand, but Kelly quickly pulls out the sharp tool she found and stabs him. Both of them lose balance and fall, but somehow manage to hold onto the rope and save themselves. Ray and Josh pull them back up, but as soon as Josh reaches Kelly, he grabs her necklace and pulls her hair. In a desperate move, Kelly pulls the weapon out of Jack and cuts her own hair to escape from Josh's grip. She then manages to hold on to the falling tent and stays pressed against the mountain wall. Now the situation gets worse. The tent falls down, and Kelly is left hanging in the freezing cold with almost nothing. She holds onto her bag tightly, which still has the camera inside, but Josh has already taken her necklace and her phone. Jack is badly injured and asks Josh to call for help. Ray also supports him. To calm them down, Josh pretends to agree and walks away, acting like he is going to make the call. Later that night, while they are resting, Jack quietly tells Ray that he doesn't trust Josh. He believes Josh is lying and never actually called for help. He remembers that when Josh went back to the cabin earlier, he looked very stressed when he came out. Jack starts to suspect that Josh may have already done something terrible. They come up with a plan to secretly activate the locator beacon on Josh's watch, but before they can do anything, Josh wakes up and threatens them again, forcing them to stay quiet. In the middle of the night, something shocking happens. Josh suddenly attacks Jack and hits him hard on the head, then pushes him off the mountain. Kelly sees everything from a distance and is terrified. The next morning, when Ray wakes up, Josh lies to him and says that he sent Jack to check on Taylor. Ray then asks Josh to let him talk to Kelly, and Josh agrees. When Ray reaches Kelly, he gives her some food and apologizes for what happened to Sophie. He tells her to give him the camera and he will lie to Josh and say that he pushed her off the mountain. But Kelly tells him the truth, that Josh killed Jack and she saw it happen. At first, Ray doesn't believe her, but Kelly warns him that Josh will kill both of them no matter what. Ray still follows the plan and takes the camera to Josh, but when Josh checks it, he realizes the memory card is missing. At that same moment, Ray tries to call Taylor's phone, but then he hears the phone ringing from Josh's pocket. That's when everything becomes clear. Josh has been lying the whole time. A fight breaks out between them, but Josh is stronger. He beats Ray badly, sets him on fire, and kills him. Then, to scare Kelly even more, he hangs Ray's body in front of her. Now all of Josh's friends are dead, and Kelly is his only target. Kelly slowly notices that the weapon she had taken earlier is not far away. She carefully moves toward it and finally grabs it. At the same time, she sees a snake nearby and quickly makes a plan. Josh prepares to come down himself to finish her. He confronts Kelly and demands the memory card. Kelly tricks him and says the card is inside her bag, which is lying in an open space. As soon as Josh puts his hand into the bag, the snake bites him. Josh becomes furious and attacks her, but this time, Kelly fights back with everything she has. After a hard struggle, she finally gains control. Josh ends up hanging from a rock, struggling to hold on as his strength starts to fade. At that moment, Kelly takes back her necklace from him and presses the button on his watch to call for help. Then she prepares for her final move. She steps on his hand, making his grip weaker, and finally, Josh loses control and falls down to his death. After everything, Kelly finally feels a sense of peace. Her nightmare is over. She has her ring back and the evidence with her. In the end, we see Kelly continuing her climb. She finally completes the climb that she once planned to do with Luca. As the sun rises, we hear the sound of a helicopter in the distance, and the movie comes to an end. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like the video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more movie explanations like this. Thanks for watching.